Hi there guys, it's Joe here, as I'm sure many of you know by now. Just going to put a little video together for you, just explaining everything that we do here at Gold and hopefully helping many of you new members and some of you existing members just understand exactly how everything works and the way that you can get the very best out of Gold. And what I'm going to start with is by talking through, or what we're going to go through here is we're going to go through the point system, your betting bank, how this is very much a long-term game, explaining all of the benefits of Gold and all the ways you can use it to your advantage. So we'll start off by having a little look at the point system. As you'll see every day, next to the tips that I put either via the email or on this Facebook group, which I'm sure is where many of you do get them from, you'll see each tip has a point next to it. So premium tip will usually, it'll say premium tip, and then the horse, the time, the meeting, and then the points. Usually 3 points, can be 4. You know, if a really fancy one was to say we couldn't go 5 one time, but those points will always be there. And then the next best bet, again, the horse, the time, the meeting, 2 points. The 1 point singles, they sort of say it for themselves. It's just 1 point, a single win bet, and then the little earner, a certain amount of points each way. So a point is a way that we can explain to you just how to stake without actually saying a certain amount of pounds, if that makes sense. So the last thing we'd want to do is tell someone to put, for example, put £50 on this, because some people might not want to bet £50. Some people might have a much smaller bank to start with. Some might have a much bigger one. So it would be impossible for me to say to all of you members a figure that you'd all be happy with betting, and that isn't my responsibility. It's, you know, your money and what you're prepared to lose. Well, hopefully you'll do some winning, but you know, you do have to start off gambling with what you are prepared to lose. So a point should usually be around 1% of your betting bank as a general rule. So if you've got £100 betting bank, you shouldn't be going much more than £1 per point. So for example, if that was what you were doing, £100 you started off with and you were going £1 per point. The premium tip, if that was a 3 point bet, you'd be putting £3 on. The next best bet, you'd be putting £2 on at 2 points. The 1 point singles, you'd be putting £1 on each of them. The premium tip and next best bet double is always recommended to 1 point, and again, so that would be £1 on there. And then the little earner is usually 0.5 points each way, so you do 50p each way. That's a general rule, 1% of your betting bank, but you can also go by some people like to go via the rule of not risking more than 5% of your betting bank per day, and that's kind of your call on which one of those you want to go with. But obviously, if you had a £500 betting bank, you might want to go by £5 per point, and this is very much a long-term game, and what you really need to do is, what you really need to remember is that you might join at perhaps not the best of times. We might have a few days where we don't have many winners. They happen. This is horse racing. This isn't betting on a machine that you know is going to pay out a certain amount. These are horses. These are animals. They've got jockeys, human beings on board, so things won't always go as we expect them to. So you might make a few hundred quid in the first few days, but there's every chance that you might not. And if you're disciplined, stick to a staking plan, don't risk too much of your bank every day, make sure your bank is what you are prepared to lose at the start. We hope that you won't, and I'm really confident that you won't lose it if staying disciplined, but that is how you simply have to start. If you are disciplined, and if you do stick to a point system, instead of pulling out 100 quid every week, you might eventually pull out maybe a few thousand for a year if you're, as I say, if you're disciplined, if you do stick to the point system. If you've ever got any questions, you can always ask me as well. You know, I'm always here to answer, but I think this video could really help a few of you guys just understand things a little bit better. So don't think that Gold is just about the tips either. We do a lot more than that here at Gold. I know the tips are going to be the main thing for many of you, and if we're not producing winning tips, then the service isn't as good. But that doesn't mean it's completely useless, to be honest, because you do get a lot of things as a gold member. So as I say, you do get direct personal access to me, and without being too big-headed, I do know my stuff and I do know the world of betting, and if you've ever got any questions, you do please get in touch. We also give you this magazine every single month, The Horse's Mouth, and this is full of what I believe to be really good articles with some betting previews. For example, I think it was October's edition in 2014. You were looking at, I tipped up a double. It was Silviniaco Conti to win the King George at 5-1. He went on and won it at 2-1. And then Forheen to win the Champion Hurdle at 6-1. And I believe that Forheen is now about an even money shot for that. So that's the sort of thing that the Horse's Mouth has. It also has plenty of interaction with you guys and all of the latest horse racing news and opinions, which I think works really well. So that's another added addition to being a gold member. You also get the SMS service. You get text to your phone every single evening or morning with all of the tips, again included in your gold membership. You get early prices, earlier than anyone else. You get free race days, which are another massive thing at places like Cheltenham Festival and Royal Ascot. You can come and join us there absolutely free of charge. So there's a lot of other things that you do get from being a gold member than just the tips. And the one main thing to remember is that this is a long-term game. I would imagine there's a few people that have come and gone within a couple of weeks because they've risked too much of their betting bank every day. They've probably started off with a couple £100 and risked £50 every day. That's just ludicrous. It's just completely not what you should be doing. You need to come in this and realise that it is a long-term game. You need to, as I say, either risk no more than 5% of your betting bank or go by 1 point as 1%. Start off with that bank that you are prepared to lose, and then once it starts building up, say maybe once you've got to £200 in your bank, you could maybe then withdraw that £100 and then start again, but then you're just playing with bookmakers' money at £1 per point. And then, you know, after a little while, once you get up to £200 perhaps, you could then maybe think about upping your stakes a little bit to maybe £2 per point. So it's just being sensible, keeping a level head about it, take all emotion out, don't chase losses. That is pretty much another massive rule, is never to chase the losses, and just enjoy it. This is a really good service. There's plenty of chances for winners. We've got really good stats, really good records. We do produce plenty of winners, but be prepared for some losing runs, and it will make those winning ones even sweeter if you stay disciplined, you haven't chased losses. So yeah, I really hope this video helps you guys, and don't forget, just if you want to private message me if you don't want everyone to see it, if you've got any questions, or just leave a comment on any of the posts, and then myself, or if I'm not around, Dean or John, who are also part of the FRT team, they will also get in touch with you if I'm not around. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, hope it helps, and bye bye.